Thank you, Dr. Singh, and thank you very much, everybody, for giving me this opportunity to share my experience. So I'm just sharing my presentation. Just tell me. Yeah, madam, can you see the slide and my voice and everything is clearly audible? Okay, okay, great. So the topic which today I have been given the responsibility of sharing is a business model canvas. It's a very important thing for all the particular streams, whether it is pharmacy, engineering, management, or any other stream. So before deeping dive into the to see that what is a business model canvas, let's first of all see that what is a business actually. So because business is the most important central nucleus of this entire structure. So when I call the business, so business is run by many organizations or enterprise. The whole the objective of running a business could be commercial. It could be a particular industrial activity, or it could be a professional activity. And various people run business for various objectives, but most of the people run it for profit, and some of the organizations are there which run the business for even for non-profit organizations. So the important thing is that in business it is a commercial activity. Okay, so what do I mean by a commercial activity? So for example, you are exchanging a particular product into a market. You go to a particular shop or a particular showroom. You take a home appliance of a Samsung or LG or something. You shop on a Amazon application. What are you doing? You are undergoing a commercial activity in which you are exchanging a particular product for a particular set of amount of money. So that is a kind of economic profit what a organization is getting from your particular input in this thing. So the first core activity of business is the commercial activity. Some of the organizations, they also go for the this B2B business also. So some of the organizations, they go for the industrial activity. So for example, this is an example of a tablet punching machine. So this kind of activity is carried out by many of the organizations which carry on B2B business. So it is from business to from one organization to the other organization. It does not goes to a business to the consumer. So this is the second kind of business activity what many of the organizations they undertake. And the third important thing which the today the whole India is under the wave. So you might have seen Shark Tanks. Okay, so there are many startups in India which are doing a very good business. So I would like to give one example. Like the guy who you are seeing in this particular PPT is Aman Gupta. So he is the founder of the boat. So these are some of the examples of the organizations which are involved in various kind of business activities. So it's very important to understand that what is actually a business. So it could be a commercial activity, it could be a industrial activity, or it could be a startup business also. Now, why the organizations are doing their business? So one of the major motive or the objective behind doing the business is to get profits or to earn revenue from these particular businesses. Okay, so whenever you are undergoing any particular activity, you are purchasing a particular product from Amazon or Flipkart, you are bringing you are ordering food from Zomato or something. So kind of activities involved in which profit is being earned by the organization. So these are the examples of some of the pharmaceutical organizations who are and this is the particular statistics. What is the net profit of these leading pharmaceutical companies in 2021? So this is in billion Indian rupees. So you can see that this is the amount of profit generated by one organization. Like some of the examples what I have seen, like Sun Pharma, Cipla, Dr. Reddy's, Aurobindo, Cadila, and so on, right? So one of the important objective of carrying out the business activity is to earn the profit, but it is not true for all the organizations. There are certain organizations, there are certain foundations, there are certain organizations which work even for, for non-profit organizations. They are called as the non-profit organizations. So their objective is not to earn profit. Like one of the very renowned international firm is the Access to Medicine Foundation. Now, this is an internationally recognized organization, and their major objective is to provide access to quality and affordable medicines to the patients who cannot afford them. Some of the examples what I can share with you are like, for example, many countries, many places in the world, throughout the world are there, which are recognized as the UMIC. They are the low and middle income countries and middle income countries. So people here are, they cannot afford costly medicines. Like some of the very costly medicines are there, like cancer drugs are there, the HIV drugs are there, right? So there was a time throughout the world when the HIV drugs were very, very costly. Now CIPLA was the first organization which brought this particular change, and they were the first, they were the leading providers of the generic medicines to the entire world. So these kind of activities are taken by such kind of organizations which are called as the non-profit organizations. So I've given you one example of Access Medicine Foundation, right? Now, this is I talked about the business in general. What is a business? What are the various kind of organizations which are involved? Now when you do a particular business, there could be a variety of permutations and combinations which are possible in business, right? So you might be knowing some of the businesses which are run on a sole proprietorship. Okay, so in these kind of businesses which are run by this organization, the business is managed by a single person. Okay, you might have seen many of the people who are having a local grocery store or a local cloth store where the owner is a sole person who is running that particular business. So these are the examples of a single proprietorship business. And then you have a lot of businesses where you see that two or more people, they are combining their resources, they are combining their risks, they are combining their profits and losses, and they work in partnership. You might not have competency in one. For example, you want to run a online pharmacy business. So when you want to run a e-pharmacy or a online pharmacy business, you need a lot of partners. For example, you need the IT support. So you have to partner with an organization which can provide you the IT support. So these kind of organizations, these kind of businesses run on the partnership. So one of the very good examples what I can share with you is the PharmEasy, one of the most successful examples of the e-pharmacy. So Dhaval Shah and Dharmil Seth, they are the founders of the PharmEasy, and today you can see that how well the business of PharmEasy is going on, and they started it from a very scratch, and today PharmEasy is the unicorn organization. So this was a little bit of basics before I start the topic of business model canvas. So in short, you have various kind of businesses. So the basic idea of the business model canvas, okay, so this, from where this particular term has come and what does it mean? So as you can see, this is a kind of canvas. You have seen people who paint on a canvas, you draw a painting. So similarly, if you want to do a particular business, how do you know that, how do you run a business, how to set up the business, what are the various things which are needed to start a particular business? People are afraid of starting a business because they think that it's a very lengthy process, and a lot of complications are involved in this particular thing. So this business model canvas is a one-page document. It's a one-page document which gives you an entire snapshot that how do you start a particular business, right? So if you can see what goes on to this business, okay, so let's spend some 5 minutes on this particular slide, that how does this particular business model canvas works. Okay, just a minute. So very important in this particular thing is the, just a moment time. So you madam, is this slide visible to you? Hello? Yeah. So let's try to understand this particular thing, that what is a business model canvas. So you can see that in the middle, this is a very important thing, that what is the value proposition. So first of all, you have to see that what is the value your particular business is giving to the particular consumers. What is the problem you are trying to solve through your particular business. So this particular point is very important, that what is the business proposition, what is the value you are going to deliver to the particular consumer. On the right hand side, you can see that there are three important things. One is the customer segment, the second is the customer relationship, and the third is the distribution channel. So in short, customer segment means what kind of customers are you focusing on? Who are you? If you are creating a value for the particular business, who are your target segments? Who are your target customers? For example, if I have a business of Zomato, if I am running a, so your target customers are the people who are looking for good quality food. So this is the customer segment you want to serve. Second important thing in this particular section is that how do you cater to your customer relationship. So when a particular consumer takes a particular particular thing from you, there might be a lot of problems what the customer might be facing. So how do you anticipate these particular things? How do you serve the particular consumer? How do you maintain relationship with the customer? How do you interact with the consumer? This comes in the customer relationship. The third part is the distribution channel. Distribution channel is that how the customer is coming in contact with your business. So how the customer is reaching you. For example, if you have a business of an online pharmacy, like for example Tata 1mg, so the customer is coming on the website of the your particular Tata 1mg. So the website is one of the distribution, one of the channels through which the customer is interacting with this particular business. So on the right hand side, so I will go one by one into detail of these particular things, but in short, three important things on the right hand side. One is the customer segment, the second is the customer relationship, and the third is the distribution channel. Now let's move on the left hand side. So you have to plan that what are the various activities what you will plan for achieving this value proposition. What are the various activities you need to do? For example, you want to start a tablet manufacturer, you want to start a business of tablets. So how do you do the production of these particular tablets? What are the activities? So you have to contact the vendor, you have to go on for a lot of things to finalize the vendor from where you will get the manufactured these particular tablets. So these are the activities what you have to do. The second important thing is that what are the resources you need for achieving this value proposition. For example, you have to recruit certain people. So you need human resource management for, so human resource management is one of the resources you need to fulfill the value proposition. And then the third thing you have to work on this, that what are the partners you need for achieving this particular value proposition. So you have to see that whether you can take it this particular thing and independently, whether you have to do a collaboration with a particular organization. So how do you achieve this value proposition? You have to choose what are the various partners. So these are the things. On the bottom side, when you go here, there are two important things. One is the revenue stream and the second is the cost structure. Cost structure means you have to see that what are the various costs which are involved in carrying out this particular activity. And revenue means how would you generate the revenue for your business? What are the source of money? Where is the source of revenue which is coming from your organization, right? So now let's go into the detail of this thing, and I will take you one by one to all these particular things. But just try to have understanding that this structure consists of three important parts. One is the most important thing is the value proposition. The right hand side is related to the customer and the distribution. The left hand side is about the activities, and the bottom is that how much cost is incurred and how would you earn the revenue for this particular thing. So let's move. So this business model canvas was given by two very famous scientists. One is Alex, and is Mr. Dr. Pignor. Okay, so this is this one snapshot, this particular landscape, this idea of this business model canvas was given by these two eminent scientists. Okay, so let's dive this particular thing, and I will be discussing one of the important one by one each of the everything. Okay, so the benefit of the business model canvas is that unless the traditional business model, this particular business model canvas is very simple to understand. In one snapshot, you can put all the particular things, and before starting that particular business, you can bring all the things on one page, that what do I need to do, how do I run the business. All the things are there on one click and one snapshot. You can visualize all the particular things, right? So as I told you, there are 9 important blocks which you need to focus when you are running a particular business. So let's try to understand these one by one, right? So let's take for example, example of you want to start a business of a e-pharmacy business. Okay, so what you need to do? So you first of all try to have a blank business model canvas, and let's try to identify that what is the business proposition for running this e-pharmacy business. What is the value proposition? Who are your customer segments? Who are your customer segments you want to target? What kind of, how, if the customer encounters any problem, how would you cater to solve these particular problems? Through what channel you will approach these particular consumers, and so on? What are the resources what are needed? What are the activities which need to carry out, and who are the various partners in which you will apply? So let's go one by one. So before I share with you this particular thing, I just wanted to share with you that the world of pharmaceuticals is a very, very broad area. When I talk of the word pharmaceuticals, it's a very, very big area. It consists of lot of areas which are dealing with the formulations. You might have seen lot of formulations, amoxicillin plus clavulanic acid, lot of brands are there. Then you have in the pharmaceuticals also the active pharmaceutical ingredient business also. So you can take a business activity which is focusing on the API. Then the third area of pharmaceuticals is the vaccines. You see the COVID vaccine. So how important is, you have to analyze if you want to start, for example, a business of making a disposable, syringes. So you have to see that what are the various activities which are needed in this thing. Nutraceuticals, cosmetics, diagnostic is a very big area. You see, when COVID-19 hit India, the first important thing which was needed in India were the diagnostics. So you saw that how good is the business model of Dr. Bilal, how good is the business model of SRL Diagnostics. So how they cater this particular thing is by a robust business development plan what they have. So let's go one by one. The first important thing you need to decide in a business model canvas, the most important thing is the value proposition. You have to first of all understand that what is the problem you are trying to address. What are the apprehensions, what are felt by the consumer, what is the problem you are trying to solve of the society. I've taken a very simple example. So this is the business of specs, but is it only a business? Is it a business? What is the value you are trying to give to the particular consumer is very important thing. And you have a very successful example in front of you, the lens cart. So lens cart is one of the very successful examples with their value proposition is very good. It's not only a business of a spectacle, but what is the value you are creating for a particular person who is having a problem of a vision correction. So I'm going to show you a small video. Please look at this video and then I will take forward my journey. Right. Madam, is the voice coming to you? Okay. Thank you.
एक करोड़, 2 करोड़, 3 करोड़, कितना लिखा?
शार्क्स, सुनिए मेरी बात।
2010 की जिस पिच ने बदल दिया लेंस कार्ट का कल, अपनी उसी पिच को दोहराने आए हैं हमारे शार्क पीयूष बंसल।
शार्क्स, सपने तो सभी देखते हैं, पर दुनिया में बहुत से ऐसे लोग हैं जो देख ही नहीं सकते। हिंदुस्तान में 50% ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको चश्मे की जरूरत है, पर उसमें से खाली 1/4 ऐसे लोग हैं जिनके पास कोई चश्मा है। इसका मतलब 40 करोड़ हिंदुस्तानी ऐसे हैं जिनको चश्मे की जरूरत है, पर उनके पास चश्मा नहीं है। एक बच्चे की 80% लर्निंग विजन के थ्रू होती है, पर विश्व में ऐसे 23.5 करोड़ बच्चे हैं जिनको चश्मे की जरूरत है, पर उनके पास चश्मा नहीं है। एक वर्कर अपनी प्रोडक्टिविटी 30% से बढ़ा सकता है और अपनी इनकम 25% से बढ़ा सकता है इंडिया में, जस्ट थ्रू विजन करेक्शन। ग्लोबली इकोनॉमी में विजन करेक्शन की प्रोडक्टिविटी लॉस से सालाना लॉस इज $227 बिलियन। इसीलिए शार्क्स, मेरा मानना है और कई रिपोर्ट्स का मानना है कि इंडिया की और वर्ल्ड की सबसे बड़ी हेल्थ एलिमेंट वो है विजन करेक्शन। शार्क्स, 3 में से 1 भारतीय ठीक से देख भी नहीं सकता। इसी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए हमने बनाया है लेंस कार्ट। लेंस कार्ट कोई कंपनी नहीं है, ये एक मिशन है विजन करेक्शन को रेवोल्यूशनाइज करने का। ये एक विजन है 50% हिंदुस्तानियों को चश्मा पहनाने का। शार्क्स, हम इंडिया का मारुति ऑफ आईवेयर बनना चाहते हैं। जैसे मारुति ने गाड़ियों का सुख एक हिंदुस्तानी को दिया है, हम चाहते हैं लेंस कार्ट के थ्रू हम वो विजन का सुख हर हिंदुस्तानी को दें। शार्क्स, मैं हूं पीयूष बंसल, मैं हूं 26 साल का और मैं हूं को फाउंडर एंड सीईओ लेंस कार्ट का, और मेरी आपसे आस्क है 1 करोड़ रुपए फॉर बहुत सारी गाइडेंस एंड 1% ऑफ इक्विटी इन माय कंपनी।
So you saw that how important is the value proposition. It is not only the product, but what is the larger goal you want to address. Like Piyush was talking that 80% of the learning of a child it takes place through the vision. Okay, so it is not only about a business of a spectacle, it is about revolutionizing the vision correction. So the larger goal of the value proposition is the vision correction. So is your business able to identify the larger business goal? So this is very important. So 80% of the learning of a child is through the vision. Then you saw that correct vision can increase the productivity of the factor. So your value proposition is very large. It must be beyond the particular product. What is the larger goal of your business, what you are trying to address? So this is the most important thing, that what is the problem what you are trying to solve for the particular consumer. what is the value proposition you are giving to the particular consumer. If you are clear with this particular thing, your half of the job is done. So this is a very important thing, that how do you create the value proposition for the particular business, right? So when we see the vision correction, so accessibility is an important thing, awareness, affordability, and my dear friends, this also applies to the pharmaceutical industry also. You need the access of the medicines. You need the access of the medicines which are of quality medicines, which are affordable. So why do you think that the organizations like PharmEasy, 1mg, Dr. Bilal, so why they are flourishing? They are very clear in their value proposition. They are trying to give the access to quality, affordable medicines, diagnostics, medical devices to the public. That's why their business is flourishing like anything. So this is a very important thing. What is very important in a business development canvas? The second important concept, the second important aspect after the business proposition, as I told you, the right hand side, very important is the customer segment. So who are your customers? What are your target customers? You must be very clearly that, very much clear in your vision, that the business proposition, what you are creating, who is the target, who is the beneficiary for this particular segment. So very important to address that. What are the group of the people you are going to address with your particular business? Okay, you can make a small, a blank thing. So this can give you a particular thing, that who is your particular consumer. Very important is that what is the worries and the fears which is which you might anticipate when you are entering this particular business. Okay, like for example, when you start a business of a e-pharmacy, what are the worries and the fears what the consumer might encounter? He might worry that whether the medicines which are coming by online, are they quality medicines? So you have to address this particular problem, because if you don't address the worries and the fears of the consumer, your business might stop, right? So this is a very important segment. Let me give you one more example. So we have all witnessed the COVID pandemic. Now, the diagnostic industry is a very big industry. So who were the target consumers? What the diagnostic industry like Dr. Bilal, SRL Diagnostics, which were focusing? So the target segment of this consumer were the COVID patients, who wanted that they need some diagnostic services. You see this is a particular picture of a sample collection site at Dr. Bilal's path lab. Okay, this is a center, COVID collection center. So you see that how clear they are about the customer segment, what they are catering. Then you might see that website of Dr. Bilal. You might see that who are the target consumers. You can see that there are a lot of consumers, they want various kind of tests. So you have a lot of consumers who want the preventive health packages. You want people who want the diabetes test to be done. So these are the consumers. So the successful business, they are very clear that who are their target customers, who they are focusing, right? So I want to show you a small video of Dr. Bilal, please. So very important to address that. How are you serving the consumer? Why a consumer will choose Dr. Bilal? Because it affords, quality, and it affords accessibility of this particular services. So this is very important. The third component of the business model canvas is that how do you maintain the relationship with the consumers? So this particular portion of the relates with the how do you address the problems what the consumer is facing. Okay, how do you address the particular apprehensions what the consumer is having when he or she is taking a particular product? Like for example, one of the example what I can share with you is that when many of the organizations do the business in the asthma segment, okay, so there are a large group of the consumers who have a lot of apprehensions regarding the asthma. Okay, they are not clear about the what is asthma, how to take the inhalers. There are a lot of myths about the asthma. So in the customer relation, you can address these particular things. You can devise certain communications which can address the apprehensions of the consumer. So Cipla is doing a wonderful work in this thing. They have taken Priyanka Chopra as their brand ambassador, and they are addressing the many of the myths what people have regarding the asthma. So it is also a way in which you are supporting the particular consumers. You are building a healthy relationship with the consumers. I want to show you this small video that what are the various myths which are felt by the asthma.
Confessions of an Asthmatic.
Oh boy. All right, let's do this. Let's do it. I'm ready.
Using an inhaler can stunt a child's growth.
ओके ये वाला मुझे बड़ा फनी क्वेश्चन लगता है क्योंकि लोग ऐसा सोच कैसे सकते हैं. सो आई एम 5'7", ओके, और अनलेस आपको 5'7" शॉर्ट लगता हो तो इनहेलर्स ने मेरी ग्रोथ को तो कभी स्टंट नहीं किया. मम्मी मुझे हमेशा बुलाती थी जब उनको टॉप शेल्फ से कुछ निकालना होता था ना, दो यू रियली डोंट वांट दैट रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी.
Asthmatics should avoid exercising.
दिस इज माई फेवरेट क्वेश्चन टिल नाउ बिकॉज ये एक्सक्यूज ना मैं एस्थमा के लिए हर वर्कआउट से पहले यूज करूंगी. मेरा ट्रेनर देखना क्या कहेगा. ट्रेनर बोलेगा अरे अरे प्रियंका जिम जाना है. बोले कि मेरे लिए जिमिंग अच्छा नहीं है, मुझे एस्थमा है. इट्स अ लाई. अगर आप इनहेलर यूज करते हो और मेडिकेशन प्रॉपरली लेते हो तो जो करना है करो ना यार.
Inhalers are only needed during an asthma attack.
करेक्ट. जैसे पानी आपको तभी पीना चाहिए जब आप पूरी तरह डिहाइड्रेट हो जाओ. पागल है क्या? नॉट एट ऑल. इट डजंट मेक एनी सेंस. इनहेलर रेगुलरली यूज करना चाहिए इफ यू आर एन एस्थमेटिक. इनफैक्ट रेगुलर यूज करने से अटैक प्रिवेंट हो सकता है. अपने डॉक्टर से ही पूछ लो आप.
Inhalers can be addictive.
What? Not at all. You don't call brushing your teeth an addiction, right? Exercise daily. अब वो भी addiction है क्या? तो inhalers क्यों? बिल्कुल नहीं. Definitely not addictive. Next.
It's better to use inhalers privately and keep your condition a secret.
Alright, seriously? 2018. Time to come out. Come out. For everything. Okay, so I have asthma, okay? और मैं inhaler use करती हूँ. सब लोग ठीक है? मैंने ये बात बोल दी publicly. कुछ नहीं हुआ guys. सब कुछ normal है. Just like my asthma. It is a very, very common health condition. And if you've got it, flaunt it. Haters gonna hate.
So the third important thing is that how do you maintain the customer relationship? How do you address the apprehensions of the particular consumer? So that is very important. The fourth important aspect, so we have discussed customer segment, customer relationship, and the next important thing is the channels. So what are the distribution channels? Channels are the touch points, how the particular consumer is contacting your particular organization. Okay, so you have to decide that how the customer, what are the channels what you are going to take, that how do the particular consumer will interact with your particular business. So there are various kind of channels, but basically you can have a company's website or a social media site. So this is one type of channel what you can use. And also you can partner with the other organizations also for this particular activity. Like for example, this is an example of Tata 1mg. So this is a website of the Tata 1mg, and through this particular website, the consumers, they come and they interact and they see the various kind of services which are being offered by Tata 1mg. Like there could be various kind of group of people, like some they want to purchase the medicines, but there could be a certain group of people who don't want to purchase the medicines. They want only the lab test. So you can go on this particular site and see that, you can order for a particular lab test here. Okay. Again, there could be other kind of patients, other kind of consumers who have other needs. So other needs you can address, like for example, somebody is interested in Ayurveda products. So you can so the basic crux is that you are giving a particular channel or a particular site. This could be a physical pharmacy also. You have to decide when you are setting a particular business, so whether you want to go for virtual interaction, or you want to go for a brick or mortar pharmacy, right? So you can also, so mobile application is also a kind of channel through which the customers are interacting with your particular website. So these are the various options. You have to decide that whether what kind of channel would you use for your particular business, right? When you are, like for example, developing a particular website for for a particular business, very important, there are certain important aspects, but content what you are putting on the website is very, very important. So the people come here for on the Tata 1mg site, they look out for various information. So you have to see that why a consumer will come on your website, what addition, what extra you are giving for the particular consumer. So you have to put in all these particular things when you are designing a particular website, right? Like for example, in Tata 1mg, you might have seen there is a particular section of Ayurveda. Okay. So this is an additional thing what Tata 1mg has decided, that the consumer who is coming on the site of 1mg, they have something extra to read. So you are giving a lot of information about ashwagandha or amla or something. So this is additional thing what Tata 1mg is putting on their website. So it increases the um, the it increases the influx of the consumers who are coming on the particular website. So this is the distribution channel. Then when we go on the downside, you have two important things. One is the revenue stream and the other is the cost structure. Now, this revenue stream, you need to decide that what are the sources from which the company will generate the money. Okay. So you have to see that how do I earn revenue. For example, if I'm making a website or running any other business, how do I earn the revenue? Okay. Like for example, in this e-pharmacy, there could be two kind of things by which you can generate the revenue. One is the transaction based revenue, in which you are getting the revenue from the consumer who is paying for this particular thing. Or there could be various like advertisements or other partnership, like Paytm. So they want to display their information, and then you can ask them, will charge some uh, money for this particular thing. So you have to see that from where you earn the revenue from these things. So this is about the revenue, that you need to see that what are the sources from which the company will generate the money, because without the revenue, you can't run the particular business. So this is very important. The thing which is close to this thing is the cost structure. Cost structure means you have to identify that what are the various costs which are associated with you for operating this particular business. You have to see that how much money you have to put for marketing, how much you have to give for operations, how much you have to give to the salary, to the human resource what you are engaging. So you must have a clear idea that what is the cost structure for your particular thing, what are the cost, what you will incur for the various kind of activities what you are running for that particular business. Okay, like for example, if you do not have a competency in making a mobile application, so you have to partner with a particular organization who will be designing that particular application for you. So you have to give a particular amount, for example, 10 lakh or 15 lakh to the partner who will be building the mobile application. So that is a cost incurred for you when you are planning a e-pharmacy business, right? You might have to partner for the people who are looking out for the supply chain. You have to pay the people who are delivering your medicines to the consumers, so you have to incur that cost to the delivery. So likewise, you have to see that what are the various costs which are incurred in this particular thing. And then in the left hand side, you have three important things. One is the key activities. What are the activities what you need to do, what are the various partners, and what are the various resources what you need. So key activities basically means that what are the activities or the tasks what you need to complete before you finalize the business purpose. Okay, so you have to shortlist that what are the various activities what need to do. For example, you have to when you are running a particular business of a diagnostics, you have to see that the samples which you collect from the patients, and when they reach to a particular central laboratory, they are maintained in a cold chain. So you have to see that whether this cold chain you are going to furnish, or you will partner with a particular organization who have this particular cold chain facility. So you have to decide these kind of activities prior when you are finalizing the business model. Then the key resources what are needed, basically in the key resources, you have to see, like for example, what kind of requirements are needed for the human. If you need to recruit people, for example, you want to start a e-pharmacy business in the Rajasthan, so how many people you need to recruit? So you have to decide what is the cost involved in this thing, what are the resources. Do you need a physical infrastructure for, so you need an office, so you need equipment, you want computers, you want other things. What are the various resources what you need for running this particular business? So you have to be very clear that what are the various resources which are needed, for how much of finance you need, how much of intellectual capital. For example, if you have to use a brand of a particular organization, you have to see that whether you have to pay the royalty to the particular organization or not, how to acquire the intellectual property. So all these things go into the key resources what are needed for this thing. And the last point which comes here is the key partners. Okay, so you have to decide that who are the various partners with whom you will collaborate. For example, if you want to run a e-pharmacy business, so you have to collaborate with the partners like the pharmacies. You have to see that how do you finalize the pharmacy, what will be your structure that you have to finalize. You have to partner with the particular pharmacies through which these particular medicines will be ordered. You have to partner with the technology partner. So if you do not have the competency of making the application, you have to partner with the organization who can develop the application for you, right? Okay, and then so with this particular thing, like these, when a particular patient order a particular medicine on Tata 1mg or PharmEasy, this particular request is gone through, it went through this mobile application to these pharmacies, and then these pharmacies, they cater to your particular order, and then they deliver these particular medicines to the particular patient. So this is what you need. So in short, uh, you know the business model canvas, I have discussed with you all the important aspects, but the most important thing is your creativity, your thinking is very important, your future planning is very important. So this is a very famous, quote which I like. The world as we see, we have created is a process of thinking. It cannot be changed without changing our thinking. So before coming to even the business model canvas, this is a particular canvas what I shared with you. But the important thing is that your thinking, your critical thinking is very important. But this business model canvas will help you to execute your business model, because many of the things, many of the problems with the startups is that they do not have a well defined structure that how they can move ahead with that particular idea. So this is a wonderful thing what the people have designed, and this could be at the starting point. This will give you a impetus that how do you start a particular business. So just to sum up with this particular thing, I'm summing. So you have the most important thing is the value proposition. In the second, in the right hand side corner, you have the customer segment, the customer who you are trying to address. How do you cater to the apprehensions of the consumer? How do you maintain relationship with the consumer? What are the various channels through which the consumer will come in contact with your organization? It could be a physical channel, or it could be a online. So these are on the right hand side. And then on the left hand side, you need to see that what are the various activities, what you need to perform for achieving this value proposition, what are the resources, what you need, and what are the partners with whom you will collaborate. And in the last, you have to see that how would I generate the revenue from this particular business, and what is the cost incurred in this setting of this particular business. So this is all what I have to share. If I have any questions from the audience, I am free to answer them. Yes. Madam, your some background noise is coming. I'm not able to hear properly. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So, madam, my answer is very clear. The Shark Tank India. Everybody has, seen Shark Tank India. So you have to find out for various kind of people who are ready to invest in your business. But again, the most important thing, what the investor will see is that what is the value proposition. So I saw you the video of Piyush Bansal when he started Lenskart. When he started the Lenskart, he was very clear in his value proposition that when you are approaching to in a funder, that why he will give you money. So you have to be very clear that what customer you are focusing, what is the value proposition. And today you see that Lenskart, it has started from scratch, and Tata 1mg the same. They are very, they are not very, it's just a 8 to 10 years of business. And today Tata 1mg, Tata has just collaborated with 1mg. So 1mg has started on standalone, and today 1mg did so well. They catered to the consumer so well, and they focused on the quality medicines that Tata collaborated with them. So what a achievement with 1mg. Uh, Basically, there are the startups. You must decide that what is your domain. If Dr. Saurabh Banerjee is from the pharmacy domain, right? I am an expert in pharma, but I don't know technology. I don't know technology. So I have to partner with my partner who can give me a technological support. So you have to see that you stick on your domain specific. If a person, like, the people who are listening to me are mostly from the pharmacy background, but you have engineering college with you also. You have engineering. So they are expert in, engineering expertise. They have the IT information. So the pharmacy people, they have the domain knowledge. So you can partner with the engineering department to have a bridge, because all these startups, like the example what I showed you, PharmEasy, all they are mostly they are partners. You need to have people, all the cases of Mama Earth, and all the successful startups. They are the people who brought various partners so that collaborate and take the help of the other partners in which you have the expertise. Otherwise, standalone, it is very, very difficult to stand. You have to have partners with you. Yes. Barrier, madam, as I told you, the biggest barrier is your mind setup. Even I can tell you that money is also not a constraint. I remember, in the Shark Tanks India, one boy came from a very rural village of Maharashtra, and he has devised. He used to see that how the farmers used to pump the insecticides, and they used to carry that huge cylinder on their back. So he devised a small tricycle type of things in which he put the particular cylinder, and he was so the investors of the Shark Tanks in India were so impressed that why didn't you approach us earlier? So if you have the passion to serve the community, if you want to do something, people will come to you and will help you. Money is not a constraint, but your mind setup, the passion to help the society is very, very important. So other things, money is also not a constraint in the startup. You need passion, you need zeal, and you will see that people will come to help you. So taking the step is more important. Yes, 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 no problem. Business model canvas can be used for the larger organizations also. It could be used for startups also. It could be used for smaller organizations. Basically, it can help the entrepreneurs. Like for example, if today Dr. Saurabh Banerjee want to start a business of, for example, a diagnostic industry, I have a ready-made canvas with me. So the major problem with the entrepreneurs is that 99% of the ideas, they die before coming. People, they don't know how to put up these on the paper. Now this business model canvas helps you put all the things there, that what is your value proposition, what are the customers you will serve, what activities you need to do, what partners you see, when you bring the things on the paper, it becomes clear that mera mujhe karna kya hai, I'm clear. So in this way, it helps the entrepreneur to. My one of my student is there, madam, and he has just started a effervescent nutraceutical tablets. So it took him 3 years to work on this particular thing, getting the patent, getting the partners, then manufacturing and all this. But now today his products are available on the Amazon, and very good. In the COVID, he got a very good revenue out of this thing. It is a you might have seen the Eno, है ना? So it's a kind of effervescent tablets you can dip in the water. They are vitamin C tablets. So you see, people have come with great ideas. Yes, yes, बिल्कुल मैडम. It gives you a clear cut idea that what I need to do. अदरवाइज लोग सोचते ही रह चले जाते हैं कि करें क्या. आपके पास अब एक मॉडल है सामने, एक स्नैपशॉट है, आप 1 घंटे के अंदर, 1 दिन के अंदर तैयार कर सकते हैं कि मुझे करना क्या है. थैंक यू मैडम, थैंक यू.
Thank you, Madhu ma'am, for inviting me here for Word of Thanks today. Well, it gives me an immense pleasure to say about thanks to our honorable guest speaker, Dr. Saurabh Banerjee, sir.
It's
Well, we
always a
have
pleasure,
made.
sir.
Hello, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm fine.
Okay, sir. I'm too. आपसे मिलके पहले भी बहुत अच्छा लगा था, sir. Today also, you have came for this session. And you have very well explained about business model canvas, and I have seen the whole session, and I'm damn sure most of the students, faculty members, participants, those who will have joined today, those who are watching this live session, have learned many things about the business setup, business models. You have very well explained with the help of videos. I have seen Amazon, Lenskart. It's not a only a business. It's a very wide range, benefitable part for the people, for the public, right? Right, sir.
Yes,
So
Lalit, and today, what is the need is to collaborate. अकेला इंसान कुछ नहीं कर सकता. आज,
yes, sir.
gone are those days जब pharmacy अलग होती थी. Today, the time, the successful, startups, what you are seeing, they are collaborating. Engineering department pharmacy के साथ collaborate कर रहा है.
Exactly,
Management,
exactly.
computer science, pharmacy. So, why can't we bring a hybrid model? अकेले कुछ नहीं होगा.
Yeah.
अकेले कुछ नहीं
Today,
होगा.
yes, sir. I'm
तो
very much agree with you, sir. Yeah. In today's generation and today's world, this
yes,
type of circumstances, this type of conditions has been developed that all the different field members have to come together and collaborate and make
correct.
a new thing. For example, if I want, for example, you have given example of Tata 1MG, right, sir? For that, I need a IT sector person. I need a web developer.
Correct.
I
Correct.
need management people for marketing,
Right. Right.
website, etc., and many more things there.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, not least, not the last, you have explained very well about this today's session on
Thank you.
business
Thank
model canvas. I would
Thank you.
especially like to thank you, sir, for being here today once again. And I really want to thank all the participants, students, those who have joined us today and learned something new about the business models. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Lalit. Have a great day, and thank you very much for giving this opportunity. And I wish all the very best for the people. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Namaskar, sir.